Before we begin, if you want to stay ahead during this once-in-a-lifetime financial shift, make sure to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe. This channel brings constant updates designed to keep you informed, focused, and prepared. Now let's get straight into the analysis, because what is happening right now is not just another market update. This is a structural transformation in global finance, and a major piece of that shift has just quietly gone live. It centers around one of the most significant digital assets in the world, XRP. For the first time, the doors for deep institutional capital are fully open, and the trillion-dollar players are officially stepping into the arena, while most of the retail market still focuses only on short-term price movements and misses the real long-term impact taking shape behind the scenes. Before going deeper, this content is not financial advice. It is purely informational and educational. Digital assets are volatile and involve significant risk, and everyone should always do their own research and consult a licensed professional before making any decisions. The goal here is simply to provide clear analysis. What you choose to do with that information is completely up to you. Now let's break down what is unfolding. Spot XRP ETFs are now officially real, and some of the largest financial institutions on the planet have entered the space with coordination and intent. Franklin Templeton has launched its fund under the ticker XRPZ. Grayscale, the biggest digital asset manager in the world, has launched GXRP. Bitwise and Canary Capital are joining in as well. These are not small experimental funds. These are major, influential entities with decades of experience managing vast amounts of global capital, and their entry signals a new phase for XRP. Right after their launch, the market experienced a pullback, a classic sell the news reaction that triggered panic across social media. Many people assumed the opportunity was gone the moment the price dipped, but from an institutional viewpoint, this price action was actually a sign of health. It cleared out short-term speculators and allowed the market to form a higher low on the daily chart, which is often a sign of underlying strength. This type of shakeout is typical during the early phase of major market events and often becomes the foundation for the next larger move. If this sounds familiar, it should. When Bitcoin ETFs launched, the same doubts filled the air. Many said everything was already priced in, buying pressure would be over the counter, and nothing major would happen. Yet what followed was enormous appreciation, powered by more than $60 billion in inflows and the recognition of Bitcoin as a legitimate institutional-grade asset. The difference with XRP, however, is the narrative. Bitcoin's rise was based on its role as digital gold, a passive store of value. XRP's strength is built on utility, real-world use cases in cross-border finance, liquidity movement, and institutional settlement. That creates a fundamentally different long-term story. When institutions buy millions of XRP for ETF backing, they do it through OTC desks. These over-the-counter transactions prevent massive spikes on the open market, but the impact is still real. Every XRP purchased in these deals is permanently removed from the circulating supply and locked into custody to back ETF shares. Even if the buying happens quietly, supply is shrinking. Basic economics shows that when the available supply of a scarce asset decreases while demand remains steady or begins to grow, upward pressure becomes unavoidable. This is how supply shocks form, and the logic is already playing out behind the scenes. So what does this mean looking forward? When analyzing the next 12 months and using the Bitcoin ETF cycle as a loose model, while remembering that past performance does not guarantee future results, a projected movement of 200% to 300% becomes a reasonable analytical scenario based on institutional inflows, supply mechanics, and utility-driven demand. This is not a promise or guarantee. It is simply an interpretation of the conditions forming underneath the market. Another factor that could dramatically influence the future is regulatory clarity. Legislation like the Clarity Act aims to bring strict, transparent guidelines to the digital asset space. If passed, it would remove the last major barrier preventing the most conservative institutions from entering. Right now, the market still values XRP through the lens of old regulatory uncertainty, not through the emerging environment where institutional on-ramps are finally in place. As that shift becomes more widely recognized, the narrative and the valuation can change quickly. Moments like this do not come often. We are witnessing the formal recognition of a next-generation financial asset by traditional financial giants. The signals are clear: historical precedent, institutional validation, supply shock mechanics, and approaching regulatory catalysts. Together, they redefine the risk-reward profile entirely. Okay? For full coverage as this unfolds, make sure you are subscribed and have notifications turned on. The updates you receive here are designed to keep you prepared and informed as the landscape evolves. If this analysis resonates with you, leave a comment with the words institutional analysis and hit the like button to support the channel. Every now and then, a signal breaks through the noise. The launch of spot XRP ETFs is exactly that, a signal from Wall Street that digital assets are not just part of the future, but a priority, and that XRP is positioned to play a significant role in that transition. The world is entering a broad repricing phase across financial markets, and understanding it early gives you an advantage. This content is for informational and entertainment purposes only. It is not financial advice, and everyone should always do independent research and consult licensed professionals. The financial world is changing, and those who understand the change early are the ones who benefit most. Right now, you have two paths. You can follow the crowd, reacting after the move, searching for excuses, and promising yourself you will do better next time. Or you can be among those who saw the structural shift forming before the world caught on, the ones who positioned themselves early with intention and knowledge. Some moments in history arrive quietly. They look small until the moment they reshape everything. This is one of those moments. Do not blink, because while the world is distracted with noise, XRP continues developing, expanding its ecosystem, and gaining institutional momentum behind the curtain. Stay alert, stay informed, keep learning. Your decisions today will be remembered in the future. This is not the end of the story, it is only the beginning. If this opened your perspective, make sure to like the video, turn on notifications, and subscribe for deeper coverage of global financial trends shaping the digital asset world. Do not stand on the sidelines while history takes place. Be ready for what comes next.